Welcome to XPW. Just days ago, the XPW title was taken hostage by Chris Candido. Candido's time at the top of XPW began just over 1 month ago when he met the real deal Damian Steele for the title. It was a seesaw battle that matched the polished experience of the well-traveled Candido against the younger upstart in the real deal, who was in the midst of his second reign as XPW World Heavyweight Champion. The two combatants' contest apparently could not be contained within the confines of the squared circle.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, the action getting hot and heavy, spilling out of the ring into the audience all over the Hollywood Palace. It was an incredible sight to see. They're taking it to the bar, all over the place. Bartenders are scurrying for cover.
And as you see, glasses, the bar itself, as Candido and Steele were wailing away on each other, no one could contain these two men, not even the referee or even the palace itself.
Chris Candido taking a little bit of liquid courage. He's teetering, he's stuttering, he drops the big elbow, and he's going to go for the cover. Referee counts 1, 2, 3. Chris Candido has become the XPW Heavyweight Champion.
But the celebration was cut short by an extra special victory surprise.
Hey Candido! Got a blast from the past for ya! This might not be a good idea, and then I thought, WCW, get away from this. You, Kevin Sullivan, you son of piece of fucking. Let me smart you up. You're so down 60% in the ratings, and you're dealing with 100-year-old worth of men. Hogan and Dick Flair, and you think that will turn your ratings around? Well, look at the people. Will that? Hey, Tommy, do you want to see Hogan and Flair? Hey, Tommy, do you want to see the franchise? I want to say, hey, no bullshit, WCW, you Barney Fife looking. You want a legal battle? I ain't afraid of battles. I'll be happy to take millions and millions of your dollars and then come right back here to XPW, hoist this company on my back like I did ECW, and make this company a damn player in the sport of professional wrestling. And it's XPW will send a message to those jackasses in WCW. Stick with Dick Flair. Give him a 100-year extension. You can always prop his corpse up in a corner someplace. Stick with that piece of Hulk Hogan. You want to talk about drawing Hogan? What kind of ratings have you drawn? You overblown, egotistical piece of Hulk Hogan, you can't suck my you can't hold the franchise's jockstrap, because I am what this sport is about, and you are a caricature from the 1980s. You suck then, and you suck now. You have now got yourselves.
Welcome, wrestling fans. I'm Chris Kloss alongside of Larry Rivera, and we want to welcome you all to our debut show of XPW Wrestling. Tonight, we will present a brief history of XPW as we prepare for our biggest event to date, and then there were four happening Saturday night, April the 15th, from the Los Angeles Sports Arena.
That's right, wrestling fans. April 15th, Los Angeles Sports Arena is XPW, the hottest pro wrestling promotion today.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we just witnessed Chris Candido win the XPW World Heavyweight Championship and the dramatic entrance of the franchise Shane Douglas. And ladies and gentlemen, only 3 weeks later, Candido showed up on World Championship Wrestling. Candido, holding the belt hostage, did not suit well with the front office here in XPW.
This Candido, he calls himself a professional. He's nothing but a corporate sellout.
Well, right now, we're going to take you up to the ring with the boss's wife, Lizzie Borden, who's laying down the law. And there she is, Lizzie Borden, the boss's wife, as always, led to the ring by her henchman, Cronus.
Hey, Chico, get a load of those two.
How you doing tonight? Are you ready for a hot show? Are you ready for some TNA?
Ay, Dios mío.
But you know what? I have a little bad news tonight, too. Our champion is a sellout. Do you know how that makes us look? You know what? Chris, get your sellout ass out here with your tramp valet now.
And now, folks, we're about to find out if Chris Candido is the corporate sellout that Lizzie Borden claims he is.
That's right, Chris Kloss. The moment of truth has arrived.
Yes, I damn did.
There you have it.
And if anybody else in this damn locker room has the talent to be able to sell out, so would they. But the fact of the matter is, I still hold this, and I hold this hostage. I am the XPW champion, and I'm bringing this belt with me no matter how long it stays in my bag and collects mothballs in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm still going to be the XPW champion, and you people can go fight it for all I care. And if you think you're getting a championship match tonight, well, screw you, and something you know a lot about, well, screw you.
Now that's hitting below the belt.
You will defend the belt tonight. You will do the right thing.
And just when you thought it couldn't get more interesting, here comes the franchise.
If there's anybody in this great sport that knows a thing or two about wearing 16 pounds of gold, it's yours truly.
At least he doesn't look too happy, man.
Remember, I'm the guy that took those Sue Happy Guys belt and made it mean something, right? Now, Chris, there is nobody that's traveled more up and down the road with you, my friend, but me, maybe her. You want to prove to the world that you are exactly what I claim you are, one of the greatest wrestlers in this sport, correct? Yeah. Now, people, whether you love him or hate him, do you admit that he's a pretty damn good wrestler. Are you the greatest wrestler in this sport today, Candido? Are you the toughest wrestler in XPW today, Candido? Are you the heavyweight champion in XPW, Candido? Defend the title tonight, Chris.
Douglas seems confident.
Hold on, you forget something. We still have.
Douglas is up to something, man.
You know something? I will defend this title tonight. But hold on. It's going to be on my terms. I've been screwed over by too many places called Extreme, so I'm not listening to you. I'm not defending against you, you jerk. What do you mean? I'm defending against who the hell I want to. And hold on a second. Who's right, baby? You really suck. Right? I can just kick his ass. Okay, tonight, I'm going to defend the XPW title on my terms right here tonight. I'm going to defend the belt tonight against all your crowd favorite, against Hopeless Jimmy. You can beat him, Candido, correct? He's the guy I'm thinking of. He's the guy that got the shopping car and I can kick his ass, right? Okay, Hopeless Jimmy's fine. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, as the franchise of XPW, I announce tonight the biggest match in that moron's career. Chris Candido, the XPW heavyweight champion, versus that punk, that wannabe, Homeless Jimmy, for the title here tonight.
As always, with his shopping cart, ready to do battle. And those weapons in his cart, as far as I know, aren't used for collecting dust.
I don't know if he's ready for a guy like Candido.
Hold on. Before we start this horrible beating, I can't help but notice that while I have the greatest female ever to perform in this business at ringside with me, this homeless moron has a trash can full of garbage out there that he thinks he's going to beat me up with. I think I don't have my own insurance policy at ringside. And here he comes right now, the one and only, my best friend of the franchise, Shane Douglas.
The fans were curious to see just how much of a role Shane Douglas would play in Chris Candido's match. Quickly controlled the match with technical wrestling. But then Jimmy quickly countered with his hardcore brawling style.
The action spilled out of the ring, and as you can see, Chris Candido is showing Homeless Jimmy that he can be hardcore just as bad.
Hit him in the elbow. Hit him in the face.
Jimmy was gaining a comeback, but then Candido quickly regained control.
And then Chris Candido put on his patented high vertical suplex. And I tell you something, I could have cooked 10 pots of arroz con pollo in the whole time he was up in the air, man.
Candido hit Jimmy with a nasty pile driver, but when he went for another one, Jimmy countered and was back in the match.
The match goes to the stage, but Candido finds a table with Jimmy's name all over it.
Candido looked to the franchise for some assistance, but it backfired. What the hell happened? I can't believe it. A Baldy Low sounds dirty. Jimmy's hopes crushed, and XPW officials in dismay.
The XPW officials are not happy at all.
There you see it, fans. The XPW title still held hostage. Candido was expected to do the right thing, but a double cross took place, and the only question now is, who screwed who? Later tonight, we're going to show you the controversial aftermath.
And let me tell you, wrestling fans, this is going to be brutality at its most brutal.
But now let's take a look back at the history of the XPW title and why it's become so important. With its debut show, July 31st, 1999, XPW proposed a tournament on Halloween to decide its first World Heavyweight Champion. The early frontrunners were Big Dick Dudley and Damian Steele. Damian Steele was desperate to win the XPW title. He decided to assemble a group of people who could serve as an insurance policy. Calling themselves the Hierarchy, Steele led the group. That included the awesome Amazon Nicole Bass, the outlaw biker Jake Lawless, and the psychotic John Cronus. Seeing as how Big Dick was a major threat to his chances of winning the gold, Damian Steele devised a plan for the Hierarchy to eliminate Big Dick from the Battle Zone match before it even started. Once the tie-dye giant was incapacitated, Damien's girlfriend decided that the big man needed to see the light. Big Dick was immediately rushed to the hospital. A teary-eyed Christy Miss joined him in the ambulance ride that dashed him away from the arena, as well as his hope of becoming champion. Perceived as more of a nuisance than a threat, Damien Steele ordered his newest henchman, Cronus, to put white trash Johnny Webb out of action as well. Were it not for the bravery of Webb's manager, Missy Hyatt, Webb would have most certainly joined Big Dick at the hospital. Damien Steele and the hierarchy all had the misfortune of drawing early numbers, but once they were in full strength, it was easy to see that they would quickly dominate this contest. Ironically, white trash Johnny Webb was the only person able to eliminate one of the hierarchy members, that being Nicole Bass. But the rest of the elite group made sure that Webb would be dealt with quickly and thoroughly. With just a few more participants left in the contest, the grin on Damien Steele's face doubled in size with each passing minute. Damien Steele's plan went off without a hitch, and now it was just a matter of having his henchmen eliminate themselves. Despite Cronus's plan to ruin Damien Steele's evening, the Real Deal was victorious and would soon find himself defending the XPW World Heavyweight title. Of course, being that Damien Steele was always concerned with peace of mind, his comrades were always nearby to make the save in times of need. As one might expect, Cronus was quick to knock at the door of the World Champ's dressing room, demanding a title shot. Steele was hesitant to oblige him, but he was always confident in himself and his trusty friend. Seeming to be a desperate man who would do anything for revenge, Big Dick Dudley challenged the Real Deal to a title match, in which Dudley, who was still blind from Jasmine St. Clair's fireball, agreed to also be handcuffed. Steele played with the Giant and was enjoying himself immensely when a distraught Cronus entered the ring with a chair. Cronus provided Big Dick with an opportunity to surprise friends and foes alike when he snapped his handcuffs in half and tore the bandages from his eyes like a man possessed. Not only did Big Dick show the Real Deal that he was not only 100% recovered, but more than capable of taking the championship belt from Damien Steele. When the referee hit the 3 count, the XPW fans erupted, and all of Hollywood was celebrating. Oddly enough, the Real Deal's misfortune created a rift in his relationship with Jasmine St. Clair, and they quickly parted company. In an odd turn of events, just as quickly as Big Dick Dudley won the title, he was stripped of it by the mischievous Lizzie Borden, who proclaimed that an ex-con was not worthy of the XPW World Heavyweight Championship.
Now that's beautiful. That's class. Take a look at this pretty face. Honey, no one's gonna save you now.
Damien Steele decided to have a little fun with his former girlfriend Jasmine, but was interrupted by some new blood looking to enter the XPW World Championship title scene. His name was Chris Candido, and his escort was his fiancée, Tammy Lynn Sash.
From what I understand, the road to the championship goes through one Mr. Damian Steele. So I think tonight, why don't that road start right now? Because I'm going to kick your ass tonight, pal. That title belongs to me. I never lost that title. It was robbed. It was stolen by outside interference by that creepy, cross-eyed, crackhead Cronus. If you think you're gonna make a stepping stone out of me, pal, you're barking up the wrong tree. You're a bright gal, and I think you know that Damian Steele is the real SPW heavyweight champion. And we gotta see it. Sure, I'll take the little piece of brass belt back, and I'll defend it tonight against that sawed-off little runt Candido.
Only Lizzie Borden can, he ordered a match between two hierarchy members. The natural one, Michael Modest, against the tall, cool one, Jake Lawler. In what seemed to be the real deal's decision to choose sides in the matter, Steele swung a chair at Jake Lawless, yet inadvertently hit Michael Modest, allowing Jake Lawless to score an easy victory. Jake Lawless was now the third XPW World Heavyweight Champion. And although the real deal had not planned on this turn of events, he was certain to have the right answer for the situation.
I know you, and I know you like to have a good time. So just think about how much fun you could have with that. You know that I always like the green and the white a lot better than this piece of gold. How's it, man? It's good. You're in good health, and the belt is back in your hands. Yours for life.
Who upon entering XPW had immediately set his sights on Steele. Him, the former champ, less than an hour before he bought the belt.
Now, wait. Candido pins Steele. Steele buys the belt from Lawless, but Big Dick never lost his title. Makes no sense, man.
Now, believing he was the rightful champion, Candido challenged Steele in this match he assumed would be for the gold.
Hey, that's what you get for assuming things, man.
Ladies and gentlemen,
wait a minute. As you can see, Lizzie Borden is doing her best to keep the title off of Chris Candido. But as we saw at the beginning of the show, Chris Candido will eventually go on to beat Damian Steele for the SPW heavyweight title and hold that title hostage.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a look when we come back at some of the world's most hardcore wrestlers, John Cronus, Axel Rotten, and pro wrestling's newest hardcore legend, Supreme. XPW wrestling fans, now you can get your official XPW merchandise. T-shirts of your favorite wrestlers like Supreme, the Westsiders, White Trash Johnny Webb, and Homeless Jimmy. And our videos, Hardcore Conception, and the lovely Crusty Mist. Get photos, programs, hats, and more. Official XPW merchandise is available at all XPW live events or by logging on to our website at www.xpwrestling.com. Get your official XPW merchandise today. Do you think you have what it takes to become a pro wrestler? Then check out The Asylum, the official pro wrestling training school of XPW. For more information, call 818-779-6479 or log on to www.xpwrestling.com. Stay up to date with XPW and order official merchandise. Visit XPW's official website at www.xpwrestling.com or call the XPW hotline at 818-779-6475. When you think of hardcore, certain names come to mind. Terry Funk, Bruiser Brody, Abdullah the Butcher, and Mick Foley. But ask any diehard XPW fan, and they'll tell you that one day, in the near future, wrestling historians will add the name Supreme. This Hollywood, California native has amassed an impressive winning record and has even sent a few XPW wrestlers packing.
Oye, Chris, let me tell you something, Chico. I signed on to this organization to be a pro wrestling announcer, not to announce this violent crap, man. This is garbage. I'm getting out of here. See you later, man.
Axel Rotten, considered by many to be the most hardcore wrestler in the U.S. today, came to XPW to personally find out what Supreme was all about. Just when Supreme was about to pull off a major upset, his rivalry with Cronus rekindled at the worst possible time. When it seemed like a happy reunion between the two East Coast hardcore superstars, Axel Rotten attacked Cronus, claiming that in XPW, it's every man for himself, and Supreme definitely subscribed to that philosophy. On Saturday night, February 25th, XPW presented its first ever King of the Deathmatch tournament. After defeating the 21-year-old sensation Kid Chaos in the first round, Supreme advanced to face XPW's most controversial star, the Messiah. Beds of nails, thumbtacks, and barbed wire were in play as Supreme brutalized the self-proclaimed savior and advanced to the tournament finals. In the other semi-final match, Cronus had a chance to gain revenge against Axel Rotten for his previous actions. Two former ECW superstars battled back and forth with barbed wire, bats, and boards. Both men spilled their fair share of blood as Axel seemed on his way to the finals, but Cronus was able to reverse Axel into a bed of barbed wire and pin his rival to advance. This left Supreme and Cronus to battle in a no-rope, barbed wire, beds of everything match for the King of the Deathmatch title. After being dropped in light bulbs, panes of glass, a bed filled with thousands of thumbtacks, and then tossed through strands of barbed wire, which shredded his backside as he plummeted to the arena floor. Supreme, wrapped in barbed wire, splashed Cronus from the top of a ladder through a table and was crowned undisputed Deathmatch King. Acknowledging Supreme was now worthy of being in their class, but still wanting to prove their superiority, Axel and Cronus both challenged the Deathmatch champ. PW's officials decided to have all three lock up in a non-title three-way dance. Action inside the ring did not last long. Wicked chair shots were exchanged by all three combatants. The trio took turns bashing each other's brains in. A fist fight erupted when they spilled over the guardrail and into the crowd. Axel set Cronus on a table while Supreme climbed to the balcony. But while Supreme was in the air, Axel tossed Cronus off of the table, causing Supreme to fall through it, allowing Rotten to pin the human horror film. Saturday night, April 15th, live at the LA Sports Arena, Supreme will defend his King of the Deathmatch title against Axel Rotten in a Japanese-style deathmatch with beds of nails, thumbtacks, light bulbs, barbed wire.
Wait a minute, Chico. Wait. This is United States, man. This is where pro wrestling was born. This ain't Japan. This ain't Vietnam, man. This is pro wrestling. When you go outside, you look on the marquee, it says professional wrestling. What is this deathmatch doing? What are we doing here, man?
Calm down. Wait. This is the U.S. We're not in Japan. This is wrestling, but this is extreme wrestling. This is XPW. We've become a blend of violence, of sex, and we just got done seeing the violence, but when we come back, we will see the sex. XPW wrestling fans, now you can get your official XPW merchandise. T-shirts of your favorite wrestlers like Supreme, the Westsiders, White Trash Johnny Webb, and Homeless Jimmy. And our videos, Hardcore Conception, and the lovely Christy Mist. Get photos, programs, hats, and more. Official XPW merchandise is available at all XPW live events or by logging on to our website at www.xpwrestling.com. Get your official XPW merchandise today. Once upon a time, there was an XPW ring girl named Lizzie. Lizzie was a young girl with dreams of fame and fortune. She loved the response the XPW fans gave her and wanted to become more than just a mop-up girl. As popular as she was, some people had very old-fashioned views of the sport of professional wrestling. Case in point, referee Patrick Hernandez. The taste of fame compelled Lizzie to step out from behind the scenes and transform herself into Lizzie Borden, XPW sex symbol. She wanted to entertain the fans with her seductive dancing and charismatic charm. She drove the fans wild, but she outraged referee Hernandez, who felt obligated to halt this sultry display. Taking advantage of the Halloween season, Lizzie Borden once again was able to strut her stuff. A glorious moment for the fans, but then all hell broke loose.
I'm sick and tired of you coming out here acting like a whore that you are, okay? Right now, I'm tired of it. You know, hey, hold on, shut up. You know what I want you to do for me right now in front of all these people, okay? I want you to get down on your knees for me, all right? Okay? Yeah. Right, don't pretend like you haven't done this before, okay? I'm sure you've done this a lot, all right? Yeah,
Lizzie Borden proving herself as an extreme danger as well as an extreme beauty with her take no prisoner style was so impressive that it earned her a date with the CEO of XPW. Having shown that she could fend for herself, her arch nemesis Patrick Hernandez would no longer pull punches either. He was on a one-man crusade to rid XPW of anything other than squared circle combat. Now, stooping to an even lower level of humiliation, referee Hernandez was foolish to believe that Miss Borden would not retaliate. Once again, she gave him a lesson in respect and earned even more popularity with the fans. Having only a few shreds of dignity and self-respect left, referee Patrick Hernandez found himself vulnerable to bribery and corruption. This prompted lovely Lizzie to enforce the broken laws of the ring and keep Hernandez in line. Unfortunately for white trash Johnny Webb and Missy Hyatt, Miss Borden's actions provided a much-needed distraction for Jake Lawless, who stole a sure victory from Webb. When Missy Hyatt demanded an explanation from Lizzie, she was rudely and violently pushed aside.
You know something, Missy? I don't know about you anymore. I don't think you're white trash enough. I think you're old enough, but you're not white trash enough. Here, it's your pink slip. See, I do what I want because I'm the owner's wife.
That's right, folks. The rumors were true. After tying the knot with XPW's head honcho, Lizzie Borden seemed to transform overnight into a power-mad dictator. She enlisted the aid of chastity to help her carry out her new XPW policies. No one in the company was safe. Nobody.
Do you think you're a worker? Well, you know something? Since I'm the boss's wife, and what I say goes, you got a match tonight. Nicole Bass.
Sending in Nicole Bass to beat the living daylights out of Jasmine St. Clair was one thing, but when XPW World Heavyweight Champion Big Dick Dudley got into some legal trouble, Lizzie Borden took quick action to cause mayhem.
See this cell right here? Well, I stripped it off Big Dick Dudley because we received a phone call the other day stating that the reason he couldn't be convict. I won't have a convict represent the XPW World Heavyweight Champion belt. So tonight, I have a new match. You and you will have a match tonight. What? What I say goes. Now get your candy ass out of here. I don't want this belt. I want Christy Miss.
She took Big Dick's title and put it up for grabs between two members of the hierarchy. But if that wasn't enough trouble to cause in one evening, then forcing Christy Miss to become her personal love slave was the cherry on top.
When you work for XPW, you stiff them hard. What's it right? That's what I'm talking about.
And that, folks, is Lizzie Borden.
We have no reason to believe that Lizzie Borden's egomaniacal abuses of power will end anytime soon. In fact, providing we get it by the censors, next week, we're going to show the exchange from Lizzie Borden and Christy Mist.
Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be something you don't want to miss. Two beautiful muchachitas. Ay, Dios mío. You're going to have to get the tabla, bro. We see you next week, man.
XPW will present And Then There Were Four. Saturday night, April 15th, live at the Los Angeles Sports Arena. Tickets are on sale now at all LA area Ticketmaster locations or charge by phone by calling 213-480-3232. In the main event, Shane Douglas has vowed to be personally responsible for taking the title off of Chris Candido. King of the Deathmatch Supreme will defend his crown against Axel Rotten. White Trash Johnny Webb meets the Messiah one-on-one in the confines of a steel cage. Cronus and Jimmy the Homeless Guy lock it up in a Falls Count Anywhere match. The Real Deal Damian Steele meets Carrito Montana. Extreme Luchadors Halloween and Damian go one-on-one. And Abismo Negro takes on Oriental. Plus, the Westsiders, Mustafa, Chronic, and Big Rot. The X-Girls Lizzie Borden and Christy Mist, plus much more. Saturday night, April 15th, at the LA Sports Arena. Tickets are on sale now at all Ticketmaster locations or charge by phone by calling 213-480-3232. Next week on XPW TV, a look back at more of the history of the XPW featuring highlights from the first annual King of the Deathmatch tournament and providing we can get by the censors the Lizzie Borden Christy Mist footage you do not want to miss. But now, let's go back to 2 weeks ago and Chris Candido taking the XPW title hostage.